Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. It's Maggie. I'm excited to be here with you today, and I'm going to chat for just a second, but I want to get right into it. I had this thought because I'm here, of course, sharing with you about cleaning with oils. So I have this thought this week of the fact that it might actually be a little bit strange to say it, but cleaning with essential oils is a passion of mine. I kind of love it. And I think the biggest reason is probably because it's super important to me. And I'll talk a little bit about it as we go through this. So I'm going to get right into it. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen and let's get to it. All right, cleaning with essential oils. So why in the world would we want to clean with essential oils? First of all, it is a great alternative to cleaning with products that contain dangerous chemicals. So this I'll talk about. When I was a kid, and I guess you could say my nose is super sensitive or whatever it is, but anytime I had really harsh, strong chemical smells around me, it would either give me a headache or send me into the other room or cause pressure around my eyes, like straight up in my sinuses. And I hated it. So you would often see me with my shirt pulled up over my nose. I had to go into places like that, or in places where there were strong cleaners around, even in the cleaning aisle in a grocery store or a Target, etc. Sometimes those smells were so strong to me that they would cause that headache. So I didn't really know about it then, but it was when I became a mom and I realized that my own tiny, tiny kids were going to start putting things in their mouth, that it became super important to me that what I wanted them to start with was completely pure and natural, right? I wanted to give them as clean, of course, of an environment as I possibly could, but still keep it chemical free. So that's how it started for me. I started with one oil tea tree, and this is the beginning of my journey and my passion. So super important. And I think now there are studies coming out, showing that they do cause things like endocrine disruption, which imbalances our hormones, and also ADHD and other respiratory distress, things like that. All these chemicals that we are being exposed to, and they have even found now that babies are being born with chemicals already in the umbilical cord. So they're being born with chemicals surrounded by their environment already. So it's everything that we can do to reduce those toxins and those chemicals from the front. And I think is super important. And I know Wendy's going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. So I'm going to move on. Versatility. So when you think about oils, right, you've got a grouping of oils, a handful, maybe a box full, whatever it is. And think of just one oil and how many uses it has. You can apply it for several different uses. You can use it in a diffuser. You can use it topically. You can use it in a cleaner. You can use it internally. There are so many different benefits. But when you think about a specific cleaner, for example, that you might purchase off the shelf, it pretty much has one purpose. So that's the great benefit to using essential oils, is their versatility. And because of that, what you're spending, right? It's pennies on the dollar when you're making cleaners, maybe up to $1.50 when you're making and blending with some of the, either blending with a larger number of oils or some of the stronger or more expensive oils. So versatility, huge. And then enjoying, of course, the lovely aroma of the oils. So that is something, of course, that you will find with probably a lot of your citrus oils and the things that you're drawn to. But that smell is something that we're putting out in the air. And then, of course, breathing in some of those benefits as well. So it's mood lifting and refreshing into the air as well. So those are just a few reasons why. The science behind, so I'm going to dive right into this. So what essential oils can you use and why, and how would you know, I guess I should say. So a lot of our essential oils, and of course, like Morgan mentioned, having a book like the Essential Life book, any kind of resource book that you have is super important. And you can go in there and look up each oil by its chemical breakdown. So I've got a few listed here. If you don't have a book, and I think she mentioned this as well, but source2u.com. Source2u.com, you can geek out on all the science behind what chemical constituents are in each oil. But this is a quick guide, a little breakdown. So we've got phenols, aldehydes, and monoterpenes. Don't want to go too far into it, but you can see over on the right some of the possible benefits. So we do have oils that have cleansing properties, but I want to hit on the benefits, specifically looking at the surface cleansing possible benefits versus cleansing properties. So think about cleansing properties. We, of course, have cleansing for our surfaces, but we also have cleansing internally. So we can use oils for internally cleaning out our systems. And then of things like cleansing to the skin, like Melaleuca, for example. So I just want to break those down sort of quickly in when we are looking at the science behind Thymol, eugenol, Carvacol are going to be the big ones for surface cleansing, okay? And then the others are going to be good with cleansing benefits and also freshening as well. So which oils to use, and I've got 2 images. If you want a screen capture, you can do that. But determining which oils to use, you do want to look at the surface cleansing benefits. So surface cleaners, you've got On Guard because it's got clove in it, so heavy amount of clove, plus cinnamon and other good oils to support that. Clove itself, oregano, thyme, and cilantro, surface cleansing benefits. Then you've got your purifiers and your fresheners. So think all your citrus oils, grapefruit, lemon, lime, beautiful oils, wild orange, of course, and then some others, cinnamon and tea tree, and then Purify. Now, Purify is a great blend because it has both tea tree and cilantro and lemon in it, plus a couple others. So that's sort of a balancing blend. So when you're trying to select what oils you want to put into your cleaners, consider what it is that you're going to be using it for. All right, so how? Let's get right into it. So a few other things, of course, you're gonna need some ingredients. Yes, you can use water and oil itself, but because they don't mix, it's often nice to have another ingredient in there to act as an emulsifier and help spread that oil around. So a couple things that you're also going to need that we suggest: white vinegar, baking soda, salt, even Castile soap. So I'm not going to go through the recipes for everything today. I'm going to highlight a few, but those are some pretty standard household ingredients, and they are really effective at using and making for a lot of your own cleaners. So those are some of the other things you're going to need. Again, very cheap and easy to combine with your essential oils. In addition to these ingredients, then you're going to need basically storage. So consider what your spray bottles are going to be and or jars, how you're going to store your products once you're ready to get into making them. So sometimes if you're cleaning in your bathroom, maybe you just want to use your ingredients right when you're ready to do it. I like to have mine made ahead of time. So how many drops? How do you know? First of all, you want to know, again, kind of think about what it is that you are trying to clean. So strong, 5 drops or less. So for a 2-cup solution, so like a 2-cup or 16-ounce spray bottle, about 5 drops of oil for a cleansing surface, an easy cleansing surface. 10 to 15 drops for about that same 2 to 3 cup of cleaning solution for tougher stains. So grease, sticky messes, stuff you've got to scrub. And then more than 20 drops, 20 or more, I should say, for really, really heavy duty cleaning jobs. So really difficult, pesky jobs. And of course, you do want to consider, again, what oil you're using and how strong of a scent that's going to be. Because remember, when you are using an oil like doTERRA, which is of course what we're talking about here, because it is so, so very potent, because it's 100% oil. And again, that is another reason, number one, with the amounts that I'm recommending, but number 2, that we know that we are getting and using these oils, it produces a safer product when we're talking about replacing a chemical cleaner, because these oils are pure. We don't also have additives, preservatives, contaminants, things that are going to already from a different brand, a cheaper brand that you may purchase somewhere else in a store that may have added all that added chemicals or thinners to it just to make it shelf life longer or last longer, or they put in a little bit less oil. When you are getting doTERRA, you're getting those oils 100% pure and potent. So consider the potency when you are putting your drops together. And then of course, we always recommend anytime you're starting with an oil, if you've never used it on a surface before, start on a pretty inconspicuous area. Test a little spot, especially when you're working with things like granite and or woods that may have a varnish on them. I can say we had a piano bench that I used, and it, whatever the varnish was, it wiped fine, but it sat on there longer than it did with some of my other wood surfaces. So it just depends. So really be mindful when you use it. Just start with a smaller spot and see how it will react with that particular type of surface. Okay, so here we go. A couple easy recipes for you. Here's the glass and window cleaner, which was everybody's top choice they wanted to know today. Super easy. 16-ounce spray bottle, 1.5 cups white vinegar, 1/2 cup distilled water, and that's to help that water, again, that's been purified so it will last a little bit longer shelf life for your product. And then about 8 drops of a citrus oil of your choice. Lemon, lime, wild orange, all good choices. So then you just mix all that stuff together and shake it up. Now remember, because oil and water don't mix, you do want to shake your products anytime you're using them. So shake it up before you use it, spray it, and wipe it off. Super easy. All-purpose surface cleaner. So again, surface. So especially in my kitchens when I know I want everything to be super clean and germ-free, this is what I'm really gonna push for, a stronger oil. So now I would love to use something like oregano or even thyme all on its own, but because they do have stronger smells, I like to mix them in with something else. So I like to try a combination of On Guard, oregano, and lemon. I think it's a nice combination, and it smells pretty good in this cleaner. 1 cup warm water just helps to mix again, and add in with the white vinegar. And then 1 cup white vinegar and 20 to 25 drops. And then you would just break that down. So you might do something like 10 drops of On Guard, 10 drops oregano, 5 drops lemon, depending, again, on your preference. Shake it all up, add your oils, shake it up, and then, of course, use on all your surfaces. Counters, wood. You can use this one on glass as well. Stainless steel even, or porcelain, and just wipe with a microfiber cloth. And then a tub and tile cleaner. This has a couple more ingredients, but not much. 3/4 cup baking soda, 1/4 cup Castile soap, water, tablespoon vinegar, and then 5 to 10 drops of a tea tree oil would be good for this. So you mix everything up, add your vinegar and your oil, and then it's like a soft paste when you're done with it. Now, I like to, again, mix mine ahead of time. So what I do is I keep my baking soda separate from my vinegar, and then I will put in the Melaleuca directly into the baking soda, and this way also I can use it for toilets, and then I'll shake it directly in my toilet and then add the vinegar. It has the reaction, I let it sit for a few minutes, and then I can scrub it out. And then same thing, of course, with the tub and tile. So if you keep yours separate, that's what I like to do, again, because I can use it for the toilet as well, and it's easier to shake in instead of trying to use it like the paste. Or you can do separate and then mix the paste up ahead of time, and then you've got it ready for the tub. And it's super easy to use and does a good job. So you just let it sit for a few minutes, and then you start your scrubbing per usual and wipe it clean. All right, there are so many more, and I want to share with you all of them, but it would take me all day. So I'm gonna post a link to the doTERRA Cleaning with Oils ebook. I'm gonna post the link in the comments of this post, and then you can download that anytime that you wanna check out. There are so many: kitchen, laundry room, other wood surfaces, even for your linens, etc., and a lot of great air freshening recipes as well. So I'll post that, check that out. So storage, what's the best way to store these? Now, of course, we want to take best practices in mind. Keeping your cleaners away from your kids is still a good practice, right? Because especially if you're using for surface cleaners, they're stronger oils, and we want to be really mindful that everyone knows to keep their oils safe and put away, and so that kids aren't reaching for them and just spraying at will, right? So storing responsibly. Also putting them in a cabinet, putting them away. So cool, dry place. It helps the shelf life go a little longer because the properties, the natural properties that are in the chemical makeup of the oil itself will last longer when they are stored in a cool, dry place. And that's not just for cleaners, that's with the oils themselves as well. So you might have a handful of oils that you put in your cleaning cabinet, and those oils are just for that. I don't mind that suggestion at all, or keeping them in a cool, dry place, a box, a shelf, a cabinet, drawer, even where you can close it up. So don't forget, and I think I might have mentioned it, but when you are using glass bottles for cleaners, glass bottles will last a little bit longer. If you are using it for plastic, remember that the oils can start to leach some chemicals from plastics. So be mindful of what plastics you're using. Numbers 1 and 2 are the best if you are using plastic, but also don't leave them in there for a long period of time. When you're storing them long term, if you are storing them long term, use glass storage for sure. So, and again, keep in mind that oil and water don't mix, so you always want to shake them up every time you use them. It is not going to hurt. All right, super easy and effective oils. And again, there are so many recipes to share that I'm going to share that ebook, and you've got it whenever you are ready to use them. But I would thank you so much for sharing what you wanted to learn. And if there's anything else that you're not finding, again, check out your Essential Life resource, Essential Life book for your resource, or even the doTERRA blog has a ton of recipes and ideas. Be empowered and stay proactive. Absolutely. That is the key when using your essential oils. It is the best feeling in the world when you get to decide and be empowered and know that you are making proactive choices in your health and your home. Have a good one.